All right, so it's Damien from Marketing Food Online, and I'm excited to let you know if you live in the state of Florida and you're looking to create a side business or even a business from home selling food, the good news is you can. And I'm going to go over what you can and actually what you can't sell and help you get your business started from home, because I know there's a lot of people right now who are home and that potentially are looking for additional streams of income. And it would be great if you had the ability to make some while you're at home and up to $50,000 a year. That's pretty exciting, and we're going to dive into that right now. All right, so we are back, and I'm super excited. If you want to dive into the food business world and you want to do it on a low investment starting from home and you live in the state of Florida, I've got some exciting news for you, because there is a lot that you can actually do from a home in Florida. And believe it or not, there's minimal amount of actual permitting and licensing required based upon cottage food laws established in Florida. So what I'm going to do is give you 10 steps to give you a solid foundation to understand what you can and can't do, and give you additional resources under this video down below in the description. I'll leave a few links to the state of Florida Cottage Food website, which actually has a ton of amazing resources. It's one of the better states as far as the amount of resources online, and I'm going to leave that link for you. You can find out a little bit more. But let's dive into these 10 steps and what you can do. And as always, if this is your first video, hit that subscribe button, because we have over 700 videos to help you get your food business up and running and started. If you're starting a food truck, we've got resources for that as well, or creating a packaged food product to sell online or in retail stores. We have that as well. So let me get into it. So step one, let's get right to it. The business legalities. Now, something that's ultra unique about Florida, okay, is the fact that they do not license or permit by the Department of Agriculture any home-based food business. Okay, so there's actually, the Florida Department of Agriculture does not license, nor does it require a permit, and are not actually inspected by any state entity or government entity, by the way. So you can get up and running and started as far as a food business from home without a tremendous amount of investment in permits and licenses. Let me tell you though, from what I know about a lot of other states, that is really going to save you a lot of money. Some other states actually require food handlers classes. You got to have a permit, you got to have a card, then you got to have licensing. You don't necessarily have to do that. Now, with that being said though, let me give you some words of advice from a guy who's been running a food business for 12 years. Even though the state doesn't require you to have a permit or license to operate this, I would highly recommend you protect yourself and get yourself formed as an LLC, okay? And you need to also get yourself some food business insurance, okay? So from the legality end of it, even though the state doesn't require it, if you're from home, just create a very basic, simple LLC. Well, Damien, why would I do that? Why would I when I'm not required to? Well, if somebody gets sick on your cupcakes, your muffins, or one of your spice blends, or whatever it is that you're making, guess what? If you don't have a legal entity formed, you personally will be liable for any lawsuits or litigation that come about because somebody got sick. That's just a fact. I don't make the laws. I'm not a lawyer and I'm not an accountant, but I can definitely tell you, working in this business as long as I have been, get yourself a simple LLC. And as a matter of fact, down below with the additional resources from this video, I'll put some links to actually a couple of websites you can do online and create an LLC in literally 10 to 15 minutes. And some also additional links for food business insurance. Now, how much does the insurance cost, Damien? Well, to be honest with you, it costs between $500 to $600 a year. But before you freak out, it's actually can be broken up over monthly payments. So to get food business insurance, that's another level of security that's going to protect you as far as a business owner. And from your personal to private property and all that, you want to definitely separate your business from your personal life. You don't want to go at this and start creating foods where someone actually could get sick or even hospitalized, and they're going to sue you if you don't have any type of legal entity formed or insurance. It's going to pose a very big problem. Okay? Step two, where can you sell? Okay, now the thing about Florida is actually really unique. Not every state has this also. You can, like I mentioned before, you can sell up to $50,000 annually, okay? But you can sell at farmers markets. You can sell at local events, fairs, and festivals. You can even sell directly from your house. And guess what? You can sell online. But here's the trick. The thing of it is that you cannot ship a product over state lines. You can't ship it out of Florida. You can ship it or deliver it anywhere you want in the state of Florida, but that's one of the other clauses, is that you actually have to deliver it yourself. It has to be from you to the person purchasing it. So if you make a sale online, that's good. But here's the thing about having an e-commerce business is that everybody around this entire country is obviously going to be access your website. So selling it online is really tricky because you can only make deliveries yourself to the customer within the state. Okay. So number 3, what type of foods can you actually make? And all right, so this is actually a pretty good sized list in comparison to other states. And I'm going to briefly run through these. You can create rolls, biscuits and breads, cakes and pastries, cookies, candies and confections. You can do jellies and preserves and jams, honey. Honey, by the way, is a huge business. I've actually seen in our state alone, there's a lot of roadside sellers and even people at farmers markets selling honey, and they make a ton of money because the margin on that is unbelievable. So you can do that. You can do fruit pies. You can do dried fruits, pastas, cereals, trail mixes, and granolas, which are huge. Flavored vinegars, popcorn balls, coated and uncoated nuts. So that could be a seasoned nut. It could be coated in chocolate. It could be coated in whatever they may be, but coated and uncoated nuts. Seasoning, herbs, and dry mixes. Huge. That's a lot of different food items. And if you wanted to take a stab at all of that, you can go ahead and do that. But those are the types of foods that you can make. Now, step 4, what are the restrictions and limitations? Now, as we mentioned before, there are some restrictions and limitations as far as how you can deliver the product, also how you can sell it. So some of the limitations, you can't ship it over state line. That's a limitation. Now, it has to be delivered in person, which I'll be honest with you, obviously, if you live in Miami and you're selling something to someone in the Panhandle, I don't know if you're going to drive that far because you can't ship it. It has to be delivered in person, okay? So some of the other restrictions are the amount. Now you can sell in gross amount $50,000 a year worth of product, which, to be honest with you, that's a pretty good chunk of change. But after that, you have to transition yourself into a commercial kitchen. Okay. So let me go over some of the basics too, really quick, before I hop into the labeling and the logo and branding on step 6. So basically, cottage food operators are allowed to sell within the state. You can't go over those state lines, as we mentioned before. They have to be directly delivered to the consumer. Okay, so they can come to, like if you have an event, if the customer has an event like a wedding or birthday party, and you have a large quantity of product being sold and you sell it to them, you can deliver that. That's perfectly fine as well. All right, so cottage food also in the state of Florida can't be sold as a quote-unquote wholesale. You can't sell it in that type. You'd have to be in a commercial setting. You got to be in a different type of licensing permitting facility in order for you to do that. Okay. Now they also have to be packaged properly. Now again, I'm going to go over that labeling, what's required for that as well. Now the one cool thing is that you can serve free samples. Okay, but the free samples that you offer, let's say you go to a farmer's market, you need to have those free samples pre-packaged. Okay. Now, you also must comply with any other actual municipal or county laws as well. These are ordinances and rules and regulations set up on a local level. Like if you're in a county, if it's Miami-Dade County, then guess what? Miami-Dade County may have other laws in addition to the cottage food laws. That's something you need to think about. Not only does the state have its own regulations and rules about cottage food, but then it trickles down to municipalities like counties and cities. You need to also be aware of that too. And sometimes that can be limiting, okay? All right, so next up, you need to think about number 6, labeling and logo. So if you don't have a logo, I highly recommend you really make your products look as professional as possible because that first impression can bring customers back for more. You want to make sure you have a great eye-catching, very colorful logo. That should be part of your branding, even though you're just starting, because down the road, I'm going to tell you, you're going to succeed and you're going to want to evolve into a bigger business. So if you can create it off the bat and have a concept for your logo and label, that branding part of your aspect of your product is going to be a huge push when you start to sell it online or even get into retail stores. Now, if you're not a graphic designer, which I'm sure most of you are not, I'm not a graphic designer. I had my logos done on Fiverr. So if you're looking for a really cool, catchy logo, by the way, check out that link down below in the description. There are tons of freelancers who can design logos for you for 10, 15, 20 bucks. I've actually had it done about 13 times now. We've had a lot of stuff done on Fiverr, and I think I paid the most $25, I think, for a logo. So make sure you have a logo, step 6. Step 7, packaging. Think really good about and get creative with the type of packaging. That's not the label. I'm not talking about the label and stuff like that. I'm talking about the packaging. The bag, the box, the case, the canister, the can, the jar, whatever that is, you want to make sure that that falls in line with your product and make it stand out. If you can make it unique, If you're doing granola and you want to make it really look unique, try to get maybe a can or canister or something unique as far as a bottle instead of a bag like everyone else. Get creative with your packaging. Number 8, step 8, marketing and promoting. So now listen, even though you are a cottage food operator and you're local, that doesn't mean you can't get onto Facebook, get onto Twitter, get onto Instagram, create those account pages set up for your business, even though you're at home and you're local, because like I said, down the road, as you evolve, you've already established those social media platforms, those social media pages there. And that's going to help you market your product when you're online, not just local. Trust me, it's going to be a big, big help. Okay. Number 9, keep your receipts. Okay. Now here's some great news about taxes. I'm going to give you a disclaimer. I'm not an accountant. But I can tell you this, as a home-based business and you have a lot of expenses going on, there is some, check with your accountant even about some of your mortgage, your rent, your electric bill, your water bill, your utilities, all the receipts for your packaging, for your labels, ingredients, everything associated that you've expended for to make this business work and create a finalized food product, everything associated with that, those are all tax deductions. Those are all business expenses. And you need to make sure that you get as many as you can, okay? So keep all that stuff, keep good track of it. If you're great at bookkeeping, all the better, because you're gonna have a lot of things that you can write off, a lot of deductions. If you're using your vehicle, guess what? By the way, you even need to check into insurance, okay? You need to check into auto insurance, believe it or not. That could be potentially a commercial auto insurance policy. Yes. If you have an auto insurance policy, even a portion of that can be used because your car is being used as for business purposes. If you're going to farmers markets, you're going to different places, you're picking up local ingredients, all these miles that you're putting on your car for your business, that's all part of business use. So check into that as well. And step 10, just start. Now I know that's kind of very silly and elemental, but to be honest with you, there's so many people procrastinate and delay it. Take this information that I'm giving you, put it together, get the wheels moving, and just start your business. You're not going to know all the answers. You're not going to have all the answers, but that's okay. You just need to get your business up and running. You're going to learn as you go. You're going to have a lot of questions. Now, by the way, if you need more help, I actually do have an email consulting program where you can actually email me questions, and it's done by month. It's $30 a month, and you can actually get email advice. You can get it directly from me. I've got tons and tons of my clients that actually now are doing email consulting because it's very quick and easy, and we get back to you in about 48 hours, but we can help walk you through it. I can also send you resources. I can give you advice and tips and pointers. But yeah, definitely check that out too. We'll have a link down below as well. So that is some of the tips, the 10 tips to help you get your food business started from home in the state of Florida. And these are some great ideas. And again, check out those free resources. If you've got any questions for me, please let me know and we'll get to it. And we'll see you guys on our next video. Thanks for watching Marketing Food Online. And if you are looking to create your own food truck, start a home-based food business under the Cottage Food Law, franchise a food operation, start a packaged food business, private label your own food product, sell on Amazon, get your own online store, or sell food online, remember to subscribe and check out these videos for more resources. Take care.